All right, everybody ready? All right. Good morning. Today we're here to announce charges for one individual in the Edding Street mass shooting, triple homicide. There were numerous non-fatals, but I am going to go over the incident just to make sure everybody has information. The investigation's been going for about a month now, so we have a lot more information that we can confirm. Some of it's known, some of it may not be. So back on 7/7 at approximately 12:57 a.m., police responded to the 1500 block of South Edding for numerous gunshot victims. When they arrived, there were 12 shooting victims. 3 of them were fatal. Zaire Wiley, 23-year-old male from West Philadelphia. Jason Reese, a 19-year-old male, also from the West Philadelphia area. And Aziz Harris, 24-year-old male, who was residing in North Philadelphia area, were all shot and killed in that incident. There were 9 additional non-fatal shooting victims that day. It ranged in age from 15 to 24. There were 2 females and 10 males among the 12. And out of those 9, all of them are now stable and all of them are out of the hospital. So just so you, if you don't remember, I think it was said in the past when we talked about this, there was over 140 pieces of ballistic evidence that were part of this crime scene. We now know through forensic analysis that there were 13 separate guns fired that day or that evening. All right? That included, at least, there were 9mm ballistics, there were 40 caliber, 45 caliber, and 10mm evidence casings at that scene. And we now know there were 13 different weapons. So that involves a lot of investigative work to figure out which guns were connected to what shooting. And our forensic people have been working tirelessly for weeks now to put some of this together. So just to give you a little history of this incident and what all happened there, the night before, really Saturday, about 5 o'clock, there was a social media initiated gathering on that same block. It was for some kind of birthday party, they called it, but they were coming in there to meet up from all different sections of the city. At that particular gathering, there was 100 to 200 people. The police were called to disperse the crowd. There were some individuals that were continued to act recklessly. In fact, they jumped on police cars, and there were 2 people arrested for assault on police that day. All right, we collected a lot of social media evidence that day, and that's going to play right into what I announced later on today. Police, that social media evidence was used as we move forward into the next incident. So that particular party, that gathering, continued to the next day. They decided to re-announce it and re-meet up in that same block. And that's what was going on the evening where these people were there. We believe about the same amount of people were there, between 100 and 200 people had gathered on that block. So what we know now is that there was no argument or no opposing party. We believe that one individual that was amongst their group had fired a gun. We believe it may have been in the air. That caused at least a dozen other people with firearms to then begin recklessly and really intentionally firing their firearms. I have no idea what all of them were firing at, but they fired multiple times, and that's what caused 3 people to be killed and 9 people to have significant injuries from gunfire in this incident. This investigation really was extensive with the ballistic evidence, the digital evidence. As you all know, we have video evidence. There's other evidence that we were able to look at in this case, social media evidence that was posted for that night and the night before. We did a lot of witness interviews and poured through a lot of tips in this case which came in. The forensic group, not only the FIU group, but our chem lab took a lot of forensic evidence from that scene, and it's still part of this active investigation. Based on that, yesterday's date, we served a search warrant in the West Philadelphia area, and we arrested 22-year-old Terrell Frazier. All right, Frazier is going to be charged with homicide, 3 counts of murder, 9 counts of attempted murder and aggravated assault, causing, risking, and catastrophe, recklessly endangering another person, really 12 counts of that, riot, violation of Uniform Firearms Act, conspiracy, and possession of instrument of crime. The district attorney is in the process of reviewing all our evidence that we have a group of detectives now that were put together to support the assigned detective in this case. It's just a lot of work to be done. We have a lot of help in this case. The district attorney's office has been here helping us, especially ADA Pope, and we need to thank them. We also need to thank our criminal intelligence unit, the ATF, and our Forensic Science Bureau, who's been doing a lot of work with us on this case. Lieutenant Walsh has been leading the investigation, and this arrest is not the end of this investigation. We have, like we said, there were 13 guns. There's a lot more work to do. We are very close on a few others, and we believe other charges are forthcoming. We just need time to put all the evidence together and make sure it's reviewed properly, and we'll be going forward. But like we said, there's a lot going on here. They're now amongst themselves, and I know a lot of you have told me, you've talked to me, there was no opposing party. They're shooting amongst themselves really recklessly and carelessly, and it caused all this damage in this case. So it's something we're working towards getting to the bottom of and identifying every single person that was out there either carrying a gun illegally or firing that gun as part of this case. What's that? I don't know if I've ever seen contagious gunfire like this among one party. Maybe in 2 people shooting at each other, then others start joining in. But this particular case, we really don't have an argument. We don't have an opposing party. They're just firing a gun indiscriminately, and you could really see that on the porch video. You don't even know where those bullets are going. We were trying to figure that out too.
Do you think Mr. Frazier was on the porch?
We don't. We think he was across the street. He's one of the images you see firing a gun across the street. That's the other thing I want to say. We put up very good pictures of those individuals on the porch. We have some good leads, but we still need help with this case. They're very identifiable images we put out. We need people, if you know who they are, to call us, because this is going to come around very quickly, and anybody who has any culpability, we're going to make sure that they're held accountable.
Does Frazier have a criminal background, and was he able to possess a firearm?
He does, and I don't know about convictions, but he did have a background. I'm not going to get deep into that, but he was known to us. I'm not sure about that. I didn't see the charge. He does have violation of Uniform Firearms Act charges. I don't know if they're.
I'm not sure.
We'll check on that, see if it was 6105 or not.
So was most of social media that brought you to him? Since you didn't have, he wasn't one of the people you released.
There's other digital evidence that brought us to him. There's a lot going on in this case. A lot of people putting information out there that we are gathering legally as part of our case.
Don't know if you can really get into this, but do you know if the bullets from his gun were fired against the bodies or the multiple bullets that are fired? Does that make sense?
I don't have that, and I think what we're looking at is the totality of this. I think everybody charged for doing what they're doing is going to be charged with conspiracy to the whole crime, unless the DA makes some other choice. So at this point, I'm not sure who he hit. We could see he's firing towards the people that are out on Edding Street, towards the north side of the block, so yes.
And the second piece is, have you recovered any of the guns that you used?
We do have guns recovered. We do have some guns recovered. Some of them we're still looking for. We have a lot of ammunition recovered, both in the warrant that we served and in the out in the crime scene.
When you made the arrest, was he carrying one of the guns that was used in the event?
We did not recover a gun yet, but we have significant information about where that gun may be. We just don't have it.
As for the 12 other people, how are you looking for the other people that were armed?
They're not wanted yet, but we're looking for everybody. We're looking for the rest of the 12 that were firing weapons out there. We are getting closer to a few other warrants. Just needs the review and approval of the district attorney. Once we have them, we'll make sure you get them. If we don't get them, we're going to put them out to make sure that someone helps us bring them into our custody.
And how many warrants so far?
This is the first. That's why we're announcing it. This is the very first case where we're charging somebody in this case.
I'm sorry, I missed maybe some of her question, I didn't hear it, but he could have shot the 3 people, but others could have shot as well?
Yes, they're all responsible here. It was very reckless. It was something that, like they were saying here, we've really never seen. One person fires a gun and then everyone else contagiously fires in indiscriminate directions. And that's really what you see on there. People are firing all over the place. I was on that block within an hour or so of this incident. I think every parked car had a bullet hole in it. So I was trying to figure out where they were shooting, but the bullets were really going everywhere.
So the others who you're looking for, they could be charged with homicide?
That's up to the DA, but we're looking to, yes, to bring everybody responsible for the shooting out there into custody. Excuse me? I did not see any addresses on the block. Doesn't mean they're not staying there or didn't have some connection to the block. I don't know. I'm going to pause on that right now, all right? Until we get to the next person. This individual, no. One of the things I wanted to bring up, because I brought up the night before, is that there were a lot of social media images being bandied about from the incident the night before, and Mr. Frazier was the individual jumping on the police car the night before. So we got that from different cell phones, and it was posted with his name and picture all over it. We also have some better images of him walking around, but he was the individual on, I guess it would have been 7/5 Saturday evening, when the police responded, who jumped on top of the police car. In that. I didn't see the charge for that, but I could see if there's definitely damage to that, we'll definitely do that. But there were 2 individuals that assaulted officers that were charged that night.
Are you sure it's 13 people? You said 13 guns.
13 guns, 13 guns. So I said every other person. It could be up to a dozen more people, but I don't know. Someone could have had 2 guns in their hand. You never know.
That's what I'm saying.
The police, tried to disband the party the night before. It was all over social media again the following night. Should officers have broken this party upstairs?
Well, they made an attempt to do that the night before, and they did it without, obviously any loss of life. I think some of these things occurred and outside of them not being able to monitor it so quickly. So I can't answer for, our criminal intelligence unit's pretty good at picking those up, because I get the alerts, there's something going on here, there, whether it's a car meet or juveniles moving around or others that are gathering, so that officers can better deploy. It's something that we're looking at. I'm sorry. Sure. It's Terrell, and last name is Frazier, Frazier. He's a 22-year-old male. Yep. He has an address in West Philadelphia.
You mentioned that Terrell was spotted in a surveillance camera from across the street. What other evidence is there against Terrell?
Well, I'm not going to get deep into the evidence. There's digital evidence we recovered, other digital evidence that's going to be part of the prosecution, so I'm not going to lay that out. You'll hear more about that in the future, that led us to believe that he was firing a weapon that day. All right? Excuse me? I could find it for you. I could find it for you before I go. If not,
The 3 victims who died, would you be able to spell their names too?
sure. Tom, do we have his date of birth on here?
Date of birth, yeah, I'll get it for you.
For the defendant. I'm looking, I don't see it. So I'll do the decedents first. Zaire, Zahir Wiley, Wylie. That was the 23-year-old. Jason Reese, Jason Reese, Reese. He's a 19-year-old. And Aziz, Aziz Harris, Harris. Aziz is the one that was in the wheelchair in the middle of the street. I'm sure you had seen some of the images that he was out in the street, right by the car, middle of the street. All right? I'll get you the date of birth. Somebody's looking for his date of birth. The lieutenant's looking for it. All right? Thank you. In public affairs, as soon as this picture's available, we'll release the picture.